Despite and possibly because of the snide comments by Piers Morgan, the Duke of Sussex has responded and said that everything we said was happening at Mirror Group was in fact happening, and indeed far worse, as the court ruled in its extremely damaging judgment. As the judge said this morning, we have uncovered and proved the shockingly dishonest way in which the Mirror acted for so many years and then sought to conceal the truth. I think it's the concealing the truth which is the big one. In light of this, we call again for the authorities to uphold the rule of law and to prove that no one is above it. That includes Mr. Morgan, who, as editor, knew perfectly well what was going on, as the judge held. Even his own employer realised that's the Mirror, simply could not call him as a witness of truth at the trial. His contempt for the court's ruling and his continued attacks ever since demonstrate why it was so important to obtain a clear and detailed judgment. As I said back in December, our mission continues. I believe in the positive change it will bring for all of us. It is the very reason why I started this and why I will continue to see it through to the end. Morgan has said, I think that invading the privacy of the royal family is utterly reprehensible, and on that I share Prince Harry's opinion. I just wish he'd stop doing it. It's simply childish and absurd of Piers Morgan, who, as editor of the Mirror, was fingered for being in charge of at least one of the stories where phone hacking was proven, demonstrated, and condemned. He says, well, it was only one. One is enough. One is enough. And he can claim, well, I didn't know, in which case he's not the hands-on editor that he has always boasted, bragged about being. Either he is hands-on, or he is indifferent, or he's incompetent. I don't think any of those commend him to the publishing world. I think there's something that seriously needs to be dealt with. I think there's something. I think Piers Morgan seriously needs to look in the mirror and ask if this is the sort of game he really wants to be playing. I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. Now is the time to cut his losses and say, look, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. And a lot of this comes across, it smells of being personal. There are bigger things in the world to deal with than a sort of squabble like this. There are bigger things. And I think Piers Morgan is too talented and too experienced to be bogged down in this sort of muck. It's the same sort of issue that I would raise with both Talk TV and with GB News. I would also raise it, if necessary, with the BBC, with ITV, with Channel 4, if they got into this sort of obsession, and every so often they do. Every so often they do. The role of a reporter in the media is to inform, to entertain, to educate if necessary, but the primary job of a reporter is to uplift, to entertain. And I think sometimes reporters, particularly in the broadcast media, get a little bit up themselves and forget that basically they are in the business of entertainment. And no more so than GB News and Talk TV, which claim they are not news programs, which claim they are not news channels. They are in the business of entertainment. So let them entertain. And what we want to see is a diversity of opinion. And if they're going to be nasty, fine. I don't mind nasty. Big nasty. Bring it on. I don't mind nasty. I love rap, for example. So I don't mind nasty. How can I mind nasty? But I want my nasty to be served with a smile. I want my nasty to be served with a knowing wink. And if you're winking, it's fine. But there's not enough winking going on from Piers Morgan. I would like to see Piers Morgan winking more and being a little nicer. It's not too much to ask, is it? Come on.